Hey, how you doing? Hope all is well tonight, people. Yeah, like the live, everybody. Yeah. Is everyone all right then? Thank you for the likes, Diana. Where are you from, by the way? Anyway, yeah, nice to meet you all. Vic86, how you doing? Welcome in here. Yeah. Are you from Nigeria? Oh yeah. Happy hour, Evan. How you doing? Ruby Tuesday. How you doing? Good evening to you. Hello, Paula Ferreira. How you doing tonight? Hope you've had a great day. Yeah. Hello, Ali Andrea. Hello, Sweet Lovin. Thank you for the follow, Sweet Lovin. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Nice to meet you. Is everybody all right then? Share the live if you can. Sharing is Karen. I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, yeah, right. It's on YouTube now. Yeah. Hello, Elle. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Yeah, keep the chat flowing. So my name's Jamie, 30 years old. I live in North England. Anything else you want to ask about me in the chat? Tell me about yourselves, everybody. Play a few songs at the moment. So, I meow. 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 Thank you for the follow. Meow. Meow. I sound so much like a cat when I say meow. Tracy, how you doing? I'm Land, how you doing? C. Lucas, how you doing? JL, how you doing? Welcome in here. Nice to meet you all. Share this out if you can. Follow me if you do. Hello, Watty, how you doing? Jolene, how you doing? Jolene, 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 Jolene. Yeah, we're all right, everyone. Hello, Leonika, how you doing? Hope you well tonight. CW, how you doing? Hope you well. Hi, Monica, how you doing? A little bit of Monica in my life. Hello, Tidro. Hello, Ingvelder. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Oh, that's good then, meows. Meow. Yeah, that's up, everybody. Make sure you give me a follow if you do hear people. That would be really appreciated. Hello, Erkan. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Keep the chat flowing. Like the live. Hello, Haley. Welcome back. Yeah. Is everyone okay then? Hope you had a great day. Meet me. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hi, Blue Spike. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Karen Pringle. How you doing? Everyone had a good weekend then. Hope you all had a good weekend, everybody. Is everyone okay? Yeah. So we're about in the Philippines doing yeah, so someone was from Cebu earlier, I think. Hello, Ollie. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Keep the chat flowing, people. Hello, Katie. How you doing? Hope you're well. Nice to meet you all. Guess what happened earlier? So I tried getting some off polio, which is this like food waste app. It's partly a food waste app, right? Okay, guess what happened? I went down the wrong street, so I have to go back tomorrow and get it. So, yeah, so I'll go back over there tomorrow. Hello, Lemors Player, is it? How you doing? Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Thank you for the likes, Callie. How you doing, Callie? I hope you're well tonight. Nice to meet you. Welcome in here. Share this out if you can. That'll be really appreciated. Hello, 53 Veer. Do you think people would look at me different if I have autism? Well, I have autism, and I don't think people really notice much unless I tell them, or they know about autism or something. I mean, I just kind of go about like I'm just any other person. I don't really think about it when I'm going out. I don't think, oh, I have autism and people are going to treat me differently for it. No, sure. So I guess it depends on how it affects you. Some people, well, not that some people are affected differently and it might be more noticeable. But one of the things is that people be like, oh, why don't you smile? Well, Liz, I get that a lot when people just randomly come into my chats and stuff. Hello, Nana, Hema, D, how you doing? It's like, well, like I don't always smile. That's just how I am, you know. People expecting you to be something other than what you are. People say, don't they? You know, people say just be yourself, and then when you're being yourself, a lot of people seem to take a problem with that. You know, it's like you can't win, can you? You know, because if you be yourself, then people are like, oh, you're being boring or whatever, or you're being look miserable. And then if you're fake, then hello, or then people are going to call you out for that as well. You know, I suppose just being yourself is the best way, really. But no matter what you do, you know, some people are always going to have a problem with it. Just got to deal with it, you know. Hello, Nay. Hope you're doing well tonight. Share this out if you can, please. That would be really appreciated. The thing is, we shouldn't be some people pleaser because we're never going to please everybody. And even if we did, you know, if you're losing your soul to do that, hello, Wang, and you're just feeling like you're having to burn yourself out just to please others, it's not worth it. Yeah, that's just awful. I know. Hello, Wang, how you doing? People are saying, are you depressed? I'm like, for fuck's sake. It's like, if anything, when those kind of people come into the chat and stuff, it actually makes me feel worse. It's like, oh, thank you for saying that because now you just, hello, Kaneo. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, some people are just very inconsiderate, aren't they, you know? Just very rude to be like that. Why do people have to be like that, you know? Hello, Isa, Patra, how you doing? Hello, Natalie, how you doing? I mean, no one's perfect, I understand that, but there's a common courtesy, really, isn't there? Thank you for subbing and liking, nice one. There's a common courtesy where you just don't say certain things. If you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything. Maybe I should make a video of that, you know, just saying, don't don't say anything if you have nothing good to say, you know. Is it that hard just to kind of keep your mouth shut if you've got nothing good to say? Like, unless you have something constructive or whatever, hello Nanzu, because a lot of people just kind of jump to conclusions about things and feel the need to have their opinion heard or whatever. 1%, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight. Share the live out if you can, please. Given his Karen. Dave, Tenerife, how you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Oh, yeah, my grandma went to Tenerife on holiday a long time ago. Jezebel, thank you for the follow. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well tonight. Dave, how's it going? I always have that voice in the back of my mind that makes me try and commit. Oh no, that's not good. If you're ever feeling like that, you need to talk to somebody, whether that's somebody close to you or maybe somebody professional. Hi, Amaka. How's it going tonight? I hope you're well. Never, never do that. It's not a good idea, is it? So, yeah, you've always got people around you that will support you. Just remember that. Yeah, Dave, hello. Can we not put our phone numbers in here? Hi, Amaka. That's spamming, okay? We shouldn't be putting our phone number in the chat, should we, really? Anyway, I'll have to just mute you from the live, unfortunately, but you can still watch. Anyway, good, good. Surya Kiran, how you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, people, please give me a follow. That would be really appreciated. So yeah, what's everybody been up to so far today or tonight, wherever you're from? Is everybody doing all right then? Yeah. So yeah, you're still there. 50, is it 53 I don't know. Severe Roblox, I guess. Anyway, it's because you spell it like 53 is like SE as well. Yeah, yeah. It reminds me there was a game called Driver 3, and it said driver, but it had the letter 3, the number 3 instead of the E. I never actually got around to playing those games, but I think they were probably quite good. Wasn't it a little bit like Grand Theft Auto type of game or something? I don't really know much about it, but I remember there was driver games. I remember there was one called Driver San Francisco as well or something, but do they still make them? I don't know. I've not heard for a long time, but they were like some kind of car game or something. Anyway, I used to like playing Burnout. It was quite a fun game. You're just like smashing cars up and stuff. Is everybody all right tonight? Hi Gracie, how you doing? I hope you're well. Hi Syria Kieran. Is everyone okay then? Keep the chat flowing, you know? Anyway, he's still there, Severe Robots. He's gone quiet. Hi, Brenna. How's it going, Glasgow? Good to see you. How are you tonight? Hope you're well. What have you been up to this weekend? Hi, DSW. How you doing? Hi, Paige Turner. How you doing? Yeah, that would be like one of those funny names, isn't it? Paige Turner. Thank you for roses, Pascal. Yeah. Hi, Bather. What do you mean, Bather? Thank you very much, Pascal. Hi, Musky. You mean brother? Is that what you mean? Hi, user. How you doing? Hey, brother. Isn't in? You're not song in it. Hi, Hetty. Hi, Max. Hope you well. Nice to have you all here tonight. Happy screens. Yeah, what was your name again, Glasgow? Or is that what I'm supposed to call you? I don't know if she's still there, but Ethiopian, you lovely. Okay, Messi, what's going on? Jen, how you doing tonight? Hope you well. What's going on here, eh? Is everybody doing all right then? Yeah, Glasgow, if you still there, notice you changed your picture. Hi, Jules, how you doing? Yeah. On the old one, I thought you had like dark hair or something. Or is that like an old picture or something? Okay, bye. Look, okay, we'll take care. Hi, Samantha. Good to see you again. Hello, Diona. How you doing? Sal, how's it going, Alex? What are you doing? Ganzo, thank you for the likes. How are you tonight? Hope you're well. Keep the chat flowing, everybody. Yeah, everyone okay? Chrissy, how you doing? Hope you're well. A lot of people sticking around, is there? Hello, Tasha Williams. How you doing? Hope you've had a good day today. Keep tapping the screen. Come on, guys. Yeah. Seems to be hard to really keep people wanting to hang around and chat and stuff. I don't know. Hi, Raquel. Thank you for the like, Samantha. Yeah, we all right, everyone. Yeah, we all right, everybody tonight then. Keep the chat flowing, everybody. Hey, Murray, how you doing? Hope your day has gone well. Hi, Ross, how you doing? Hope you well. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, try to stay positive. You know, if I tell you, keep a positive mental attitude. What time does the comedy start? What do you mean? I'm not really a comedian, I wouldn't really say, but I try to just tell some random jokes and stuff. Hello, Raven. How you doing tonight? Hope you well. Is everybody all right then? Raphael, how you doing tonight? Hope you well. Nice to meet you all. Hi, Missa. How are you? Hope you've had a great day. Everyone all right then? Yeah. Hi, Nikki Humphreys. How you doing? Hi, Missa. How you doing? You okay? Hope all is well with you. Right. I don't know, but hi, Shanti. How you doing? Shanti Town. Not too bad, thank you, Tanya. How about you? Hi, annoying. How you doing? Feeling you, I'm alright, thank you, Missa. Where are you all from, everybody? Yeah. Hi, I'm Faith. How you doing tonight? Well, make sure you follow me if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Trying to grow this account and stuff. Tanya says pretty good, thanks. That's good then. Yeah. My goal is to try and get big on social media and stuff. Yeah. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you again. I need to try and just post consistently stuff that people want to watch. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, you know. Just be like a fucking content machine. Just, yeah. Is everyone all right then? Hope you've had a great day. Hello, Advo. How you doing? You all right? Nice to meet you all. So there's this thing called the Creator Rewards program, but they only pay you if you do videos that are over a minute long. And some might say that they're not necessarily the best way to get views on TikTok because they tend to prefer more shorter videos. Kind of productive till I wasn't all right, okay. One of those. Hello, Sugar and Spice, how you doing? Yeah, hope you're well. Yeah, so hopefully you had a good weekend. And what have you been up to then, on when you was productive? Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the likes, everybody. Yeah, I know. Not much going on YouTube at the moment. I'm quiet, really. Uh, tidy flat is just constant depression and nest anxiety. Yeah, I understand that can make it hard to really, yeah, I kind of, but they do say that if you can tidy it, it can help with your mental health. It's just kind of like a catch 22, though, isn't it? Because how are you supposed to do it if you're feeling depressed to begin with? It can be difficult. It's about just doing little things, really, isn't it? You don't have to just start off small and then just work your way up, kind of thing. Donate. But then it's cold and electric heat. It's so cold and other rooms right. Got you. Judy, how you doing? Yeah, so you're trying to like avoid putting heating on much, is what you're saying. You're trying to like save on money or something. Some people use like mini heaters and things to like whatever to try and like you were saying about using electric heating. And yeah, Judy, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Share this out if you can, everybody. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, probably can. Uh, um, hi, whoever's just joined well tonight. Hi, user. How you doing? All right. Thank you for all user. What's your name? Yeah, not necessarily my bills always way high. Did they refuse to change the user complaining that? All right, fair enough. Hi, user. What's your name? Hi, A Hayes. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Welcome in here. Anyway, is everybody okay? Jacob Black, how you doing? Hello, user. How you doing? Another one person called themselves user. Haven't like you've got like an actual name or something. Why do you think people are losing interest in life? I think I just talked about that in the video. I kind of explained that. I think it's just a lot of it's just down to declining quality of things for a lot of people. Hello, Misha, and good to see you again. I guess you, yeah, but I'm just not have you in the chat now. You can get me while being muted, I think. Hello, Sandra, how you doing? It was an interesting video. I think it's just things of declining quality and also just people just think, you know what, it's not worth it. Like things are getting more expensive, but the quality of it is worse. Like things like films and stuff like that. People go into the cinema to watch some BS. You know, is it even really worth it? You know, that's what people are starting to kind of question. Like people are giving up with their smartphones and stuff to like have a simple phone. Some of them because they don't want to be scrolling all the time. It's because everything has been done before. Well, there is that as well. Things feel stale. There seems to be this kind of like, in 2026 where people are, there seems to be this new sense of like apathy. I don't know. But if you compare it to like, say, 50 years ago or even 20 years ago or 10 years ago, even, there seems to be a change in the way people are now, where people lose interest. So it can't just be that, we've seen everything like Marvel films and, oh, it's so dull and boring. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, once you've seen them all, then they're just rehashing them. I think is what a lot of it is. It's like, yeah, rehashing the same stories with woke BS. Some people are just kind of predictable. I think they're just not willing to take any risks. Is what it is. I know, like they could come out with new ideas, but it's like it means that they'd have to take a risk. But it's like I don't know what's going to happen because if they keep on putting out all these rehashes and people get so sick of it, they're either going to go bust. They're going to have to just like take some fucking risks and see what happens. That's a good point. I do feel no one is taking risks now. Yeah, because it's like you see what's done before and what worked. But then the thing is, right, they're bringing out stuff like this Snow White bullshit with a feminist narrative and like trying to push all that. Or Joe Morris, I don't, which I think is just like you should be kind of trying to keep your politics out of it. But I think some of it could be like some might say it's because there's woke investors in Disney who are trying to encourage that. Although the Welsh Scouts are doing, trying to encourage more of that, kind of narrative in their films and stuff. And they do all this kind of stuff like race swapping characters. Well, instead of doing that, you should be trying to come out with new films that use black characters. Maybe I don't know. That way, you could represent the black people in films where they're at, like for example, black folk stories. How about that instead of trying to use a black character in a white story? That doesn't make sense. Why would? How is that fairly representing black people? It's like you're putting black people into a white story. It's just it doesn't even make any sense. Shouldn't you be trying to represent them in the actual films that in the actual stories where they belong? That's why Black Panther was so well received. Why what's that? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes, Barno and Jimenez. How you doing? So the black folk stories of like to taking risks with that or something, and instead of just this whole kind of rehashing, but like race swapping and putting a bunch of crap in it that's altering the story because it hit all the points you just said right. Yeah, I think people would rather watch that, and sometimes it pays off to take risks. That's the kind of thing. I've actually really started getting into black and white movies, less dubbing. Are you talking about like, like old films, like fifth from the 50s or something? Um, I don't know, really. It's just people are so like saying, "Oh, we should like have less dopamine," but isn't dopamine good? Like, should you want to enjoy the films? I don't know. It's like it sounds like people are just kind of, you know, making themselves miserable for the sake of self improvement or some shit. I don't know. I don't know really. I mean, dopamine is a happy hormone. The problem is that when we're receiving it from bad sources like junk food and things like that, like the whole point of life is we're supposed to feel good. Like, if we're just watching something that's boring, then what is the point of that? I don't understand really, but of course, it sounds like some people just want to live a miserable, boring life. It's like they just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. It's not bad. Natural dopamine is fine. Yeah. Black exploitation stuff. What's that about? Oh, of course. Maybe you tell me a bit more about that or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Brad Smith. How you doing? Now, of course, there's a thing called delay gratification and all that. The whole thing of delaying it for a better reward. But it's too fast. The dopamine, for example, reading a book is a good release. It's slow. I mean, like, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but yeah, like Brad Smith. Like, I would say, like, we should probably be trying to kind of increase our emotional baseline. What the best way to do it is to like do new things. Nadira, getting out of your comfort zone. Brad Smith says, "How's your day been? Not too bad, thank you. How about you?" Getting out of your comfort zone. That's going to help to improve your sense of, kind of like emotional well-being and what have you. Because if you keep doing the same shit over and over, that's going to lead to. The thing is, if you just kept reading books all the time, that's going to become quite boring eventually, probably. You have to mix things up. Yeah. Like dopamine is a reward thing. So yeah, I think that like we should be seeing it as like a reward for like hard work and stuff like that and consistency. So look up the Mac and Superfly, you'll get the idea. All right, I don't know. Not heard anything about that. So hello Dan, Dan, how you doing tonight? How was your day? Top your screens, everybody. Where's everybody tonight? Eh? Right. We okay, everyone? Yeah. Keep the trap flowing, everybody. Hello, Umu. Thank you for the likes, Samantha. Hi, Gemma. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't think there's much going on YouTube, is there? I can't see any comments. I don't know what's happening, really. Nobody in the chat on YouTube, is there? I don't think. But it says there's 7 people watching, but I don't know what's going on. Am I missing some chat or something? Anyway, yeah, hi, Ryan. Again, get rid of it. Yeah, hi, Tom. How you doing? Josh, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Yeah, it's there's too much dopamine now. That's why people were more happier in the old days compared with nowadays. That doesn't really make sense, right? If dopamine is what makes you happy, then wouldn't more dopamine make you more happy, right? I don't get you. I mean, like dopamine's a happy hormone. Yeah, there's other ones as well, but it's one of the main contributors to your happiness and your feeling good. So I don't quite understand what you mean, really. No, he's talking about brain rot. He's talking about like dopamine, not because it was a slow release. But isn't slow release mean that there's less overall happiness? Like if it's a slow release, then therefore a kind of a more dulled down happiness overall or something. You can become resistant to dopamine if you get too much too often. Your body gets used to it. Well, I suppose if you're talking like caffeine and stuff like that, then I guess that makes sense. Short-term dopamine fixes with low quality hits kills your attention span and happiness. It's a well-known phenomenon. So like, but you've kind of just like, well, that's a contradiction. If you're saying that like too much dopamine causes less dopamine or something, then that's kind of like what you're saying then is actually more dopamine is better, but a slow release, you're saying, which basically means that you have more overall dopamine rather than a short burst and then a crash of dopamine. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is we're both right in a way. It's just that you just have to kind of like do things in a way of. I don't really do gaming now. Well, in the sense that we can't watch normal films now without scrolling our phones. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's too much and too often. We were saying now like that can lead to having less dopamine because then you become basically numb to it. That you just become but like I said, I think the best way to like improve your emotional state in general is like I said, getting out of your comfort zone, doing new things. That's shown to like improve that emotional baseline because of it prevents what's known as hedonic adaptation. So I think the problem is that they do all this, watch all this brain rot. Eventually, their mind becomes just kind of because of overstimulation, then it just eventually fries that, and then just don't have any sort of much enjoyment from that anymore. So then any other task would just be really boring. Look at cartoons now compared with cartoons from the past. Yeah, everything's just become very. It's like you look at the jump cuts and all this shit that's on the content nowadays. It's hard to get people to really stay focused on any of this kind of stuff because they're just bored easily. It's all flash like TikTok. Yeah, no, it's everything's all. It's like what is it called? Cocoa Melon. They deliberately turn up all the saturation on the colors to the maximum. So it's all designed to be brain rot and to kind of like appeal to like the lowest common denominator, and they diagnose kids with ADHD. I think that there is a truth to ADHD sort of thing, like, but you can say there's more and more diagnosed with it now because of that. What about maybe autism as well, with all the lack of socializing and stuff? Maybe more likely to get diagnosed. Hello, Sophia. Welcome back. Hello, Samuel. If people aren't going out socializing, then that might lead to some of these symptoms. Mistakenly get diagnosed for autism, possibly. A lot of people are, especially since lockdowns and stuff. A lot of people growing up in these times. It's even since lockdowns, people are just acting weird and just dopamine fix these kids are suffering with. But yeah, so we also want to look at like things like what is it? Other ones such as serotonin and what's the other one? Endorphins. Those are not ADHD, right? Hello, Gary. How you doing? I wish there was dating for people with Asperger's only. Oh yeah, isn't there something similar out there? I know there's one called Disability Match, but it's for like different disabilities, but that might not be really appropriate for that. Maybe I should come out with some app at some point, eh? Well, Alicia, an autistic and Asperger's dating app. Yeah, hi, Samuela. Maybe I could do something like that. And it would be like free for people to join and free to use. And it would be run off ads or something. Maybe if I could go to somebody to like, who's like an app developer to do that. What are my ambitions for the year? I don't really think too much. I'm just trying to build this channel up and be consistent with it. That's my focus, is being consistent. Try and just sort of not just becoming consistent, because I think that's been my problem where I'd be consistent for a little while, but then I'd just kind of drop off a bit, and then the momentum kind of slows down. So Gary says, yeah, it'd be good for something like that, but maybe if I could somehow get in contact with like an app developer and we both kind of get it out there, and Laura, maybe we work together on it. Somebody develops the app and I promote it as we do it as a joint, kind of venture or something. Doctors just diagnose people with ADHD because they get money for every time they diagnose someone. Yeah, because then they get them on the drugs, don't they? You could add a premium subscription to like other dating apps have. I just find that with premium subscriptions is that like, I don't know, putting things like that behind a paywall I don't agree with. I think that it would be refreshing to have something where there isn't anything being gate kept behind paywalls. Why should dating have to be behind a paywall? Like so much is already behind a paywall. We shouldn't, if we use like ads and like voluntary contributions maybe as well. It's unethical and takes advantage of desperate people. To be fair, no, that's the thing. That's just why I don't agree with that. It'd be better for me, I'd say, use ads and voluntary contributions. So if say like someone wants to pay to like help fund it, like Wikipedia does that, doesn't it? Where they say it's a free thing and they run off people's contributions. I think OBS is the same. Open Broadcaster Software. Yeah, offer a donation if you find a partner. I mean, that could be something that people could do, but I'd like it to be where they choose to do that. This is why I don't agree with like forced taxation, because to me it's kind of like theft, especially with how they don't even represent people with it. They take money off people, and they don't even like they don't even give anything much back to society, do they? You know, last used the dating app maybe for 3 to 4 years ago. Long since gave up. Yeah, a lot of people do. Did you actually buy it or not? Yeah, a lot of these apps are a scam. I've heard there is some good ones, but some of them you have to pay for, and it's just what it is. I suppose you could say, well, if something's free, then I met my girlfriend on Hinge. I've heard that's one of the better ones, but I've heard that Tinder and Bumble are shit. There's a few really bad ones out there. Yeah. Hello, your personal assistant. You look like a real English nutter. Have you ever headbutt a wall with a pint on your hand, shouting, "Oi, oi!" No, I'm not. Never done that. Hinge is the best that I've used 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Would you ever ask a girl out in person? I have kind of before. It didn't go very well. Yeah, once or twice with Tinder. By the time Hinge was running, be single so long as you're done with and didn't try it anymore. Right. Maybe I should try and fire it back up. It's just that they had this thing where you have to upload 6 photos of yourself, and I just couldn't be asked. And maybe I should try and do that because it said you couldn't like start using it until you uploaded 6 photos of yourself. Why do you have to do that? I don't know. I get told girls actually prefer it. What's that? Prefer what? It's about asking out in person, but I just find that the problem is that a lot of people they might just like it because it boosts their ego because some guy is willing to like go and ask them out and they'll just kind of reject them most of the time. You don't need all 6 to be photos of you. I had like a picture of my cat and a nice sunset, I suppose. Yeah, you could do that, but I don't know why they do that though. They like it because it's never done. I've heard a lot of times people just get rejected. Um, I actually talked to a couple of girls the other day. Actually, I was waiting for the bus, but they're actually over to see their boyfriends. So I was like, okay, well, that's not going to work then, is it? But at least I kind of just yeah. But rejection brings confidence. I don't understand. That doesn't really make sense, right? Because the more you get rejected, then the more that can lead to what they call it. What's the word? Rejection therapy. I don't get it. Like, because it's like you just, you know, it made me more confident. I stopped caring what people think. I don't know. I'm kind of like a person that can take these things personally. I don't know. I can feel a bit insulted, if people like do that, And I would feel like the more that people do that, the worse it's gonna, you know. If you do something you find scary enough times, it doesn't scare you anymore. Yeah, I get that. But if someone keeps getting rejected, because let's say even for some attractive guys that they're going to get rejected most of the time. Imagine if some guy who's not really a good looking and he tries and whatever, then that could really knock his self esteem. I mean, I would say you're probably best off you're probably best off trying to like see what they call choosing signals. See if they actually seem to kind of be receptive to you first. Probably a coffee shop. Oh, really? I don't know. I'd rather just at least see them show some interest first before I kind of start talking to them. Like, I'd rather get at least some kind of eye contact or something. That's kind of how I would do it, to filter out any of the ones that would just not be interested, and then you know, even that's not 100%, but yeah. Hello, Nick. Another cheat is to use a female friend to like suggest you to a friend. That works well. Could do, but depends. Some people find female friends can be difficult because I guess it'd have to be someone that you're not into. Women don't like to give out signals they prefer men to do everything. Well, I don't like that really. It's just why should they expect men to do everything? It's like we're in 2026. There should be kind of if they want equality, then they should also be doing half of the work when it comes to what I mean. They can't have it both ways, can they? They can't expect men to have to face all the rejections. I don't think that's really fair, is it? Daniel. I mean, imagine if they actually started to, talk to men that they're into, then maybe that would make men feel a bit more confident, right? If anything, that would help men. If they actually came up to men, they'd actually feel more, you know, confident about themselves, I reckon. You know? So if women want to actually, men to be more confident, maybe you should actually help them, you know? We should be trying to like meet each other halfway, I think. But they just don't see it like that. They just want you to simp over them. They want you to do all the work for them to give you breadcrumbs in return. So, Echo, how you doing? They want you to bend over backwards for them, you know? Not saying everyone's like that. Yeah, and then ghost you. I know it's. Well, you said that you managed to find somebody at least, which is good, I suppose. But maybe like Hinge might be one of the better ones. But that's the thing. It's like you put yourself out there and then see what happens. I guess I have heard of a few people that have met somebody off Hinge, so maybe that one is actually the better one of the better ones. Because I kind of like blanket said that a while ago that all dating apps are bad. It's just that the whole business model of dating apps, a lot of them, is to keep people single because single people will stay. I mean, as in like they will. But I think one of the apps, if I remember, it might be Hinge, but one of them it says it's adapted designed to be deleted, so maybe it's better for that. The thing is, there's bad men and bad women out there. Hello, Katie. How you doing? Oh yeah, happy birthday to you tomorrow. Um, but yeah, how old are you going to be then? Odd part is two good ones meeting. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They also have to be compatible with each other. It's like some people say, "Oh, there's plenty of women out there." Oh, 18. Oh yeah, cool. You're doing anything special for it? They say, "Oh, it's like, oh, there's plenty out there." The problem is that one, you're not gonna want all of them. I don't know. It's up to you, Katie, really, but just don't be stupid. Yeah. So yeah, you have to like that person. They also have to like you. Not really, Katie, but I found when I wasn't looking for a girlfriend, girls were then more interested. Yeah, that's like the paradox of this day. But I don't know. Thing is, I've gone through periods of my life where I wasn't looking at all, and nothing happened really. So I don't know if that's really true. But yeah, because whenever I've not really looked for it, then I've not really had much experience. Probably because I wasn't really putting myself out anymore. I was just kind of at home or whatever. You know. I don't know if it's really true that whole thing of you'll find it when you're not looking for it. It's just like because if you're not really putting yourself in environments where these things can happen, then it's not going to happen, really, is it? Like, because what is the chances that someone's gonna come up to you and start talking to you, especially if you're a guy? You know, this might happen if you're a woman, where you don't look for a guy and then some random guy approaches you or something. But if you're a guy and you're not actually putting in any effort to try and meet a woman, then chances are it's not going to happen. I don't go to bars or anything. 'Cause I don't drink or anything like that. So girls don't go up and ask us out. Yeah, I mean, it would be good if they would do that because I think a lot more people would probably end up getting together if that was the case. So, and it would also kind of it would level the playing field out because I find that a lot of women have a leverage in the dating thing. Hello, where was that? Yeah, I mean, I'm English. Yeah. So, like, because what happens is, you've got like these, basically what happens, right? Tons of men, approaching these women, boosting their egos, and then they can pick all these men, whatever. Whereas men oftentimes have no options or limited options, and they're kind of just, what I mean? I know I've never tried that point because someone was asking about an app for autistic people, so I don't know. I don't know. It's just there's this thing of like, yeah, like I said, where men are supposed to make the first move all the time, but we're in 2026, and like they're going about feminism and women, equal rights for women. Well, equal rights, equal responsibilities as well. Then, right? They want their equal rights and equal responsibilities as well. They need to start making the first move just as much as men, then, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it. Like they expect men to perform and prove themselves and compete over one woman, but yet they won't do anything much in a lot of cases. They expect men to pay for first dates. What are they going to do? You know? And yeah, they get dressed and whatever, but it's like they'll go on about their makeup and how much that costs and stuff. The thing is, they were probably going to do that anyway. They wear makeup anyway. Hello, Elsa. How you doing? Hope you well. So there was this woman saying, "Oh, why men should pay for first dates?" They would talk about all the makeup that they put on and how much that costs. But they wear that every day anyway. They wear it when they go to work, blah blah blah. So it sounds like a lame excuse to try and yeah. Some people prefer just being single. Yeah, no, don't wear makeup necessarily anyway. Fair enough. Yeah, nobody says you have to wear makeup, right? So it's like, yeah, you might say, well, it's to try and attract men. Well, a lot of men don't even like, tons of makeup on a woman anyway. That it just starts to look really unnatural and just, yeah. Yeah, it's better. I think minimal makeup's probably better. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being single now. I mean, yeah, some makeup can be good, but it's like when you're caked in makeup, I think a lot of these people are maybe a bit insecure sometimes, and like I couldn't do it, but we talking an hour to curl all my hair and about that to do. Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of nonsense, really, that isn't necessary. Like Donald Trump's makeup. I got great makeup. It's so tremendous. Do I have a specific type of what? I mean, a type of woman. I mean, not particularly, but like generally, I'd want them to be in decent health and like not ugly, basically. You know what I mean? Like, at least in my own kind of view of that, anyway. That's good. Can you do is what I can do is voice all day. Yeah, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you've had a great day. Make sure you give me a follow if you're new here. Hello, Montana, Max. How you doing? Jody, how you doing? I know sometimes I might come across as a bit harsh, but oh Shakira, it's just a like fairness and whatever. And I just hate it when people are hypocritical about it, saying that they want fairness, but yet they have these double standards. I think for a first date, it shouldn't have to involve paying a bunch of money. Even just a walk in the park might be a good idea or something. Or just go and do an activity that involves either free or minimal money, you know? Shouldn't be like, hello, Lyran, because if they expect you to take them somewhere fancy for a first date, then that means they're just like a gold digger kind of person, right? They just want free food and, hello, Shona, hello, Lena. You can't trust those people. They're just exploiting people. Like some of those are going on meals out like multiple times a week to get fed. I've even seen some crazy ones where they will buy hundreds of pounds worth of food to take home with them, and then expect the man to pay for it all. Absolutely insane. Good friend who can, I guess, but I don't really, like I said, I don't really go out to bars and shit like that. I like to just stay at home and sit. I like to be kind of quiet. I don't really like to be around loads of people all the time. It just gets a bit kind of, I don't know. Okay, and it's boring. What's boring? I don't know. I'd rather just go on the live chat instead. Hobbies at home. I like to come on here and just talk to random people, but the thing is, I don't really like going out that much and meeting random people because, like, when I'm on here, if I find people annoying, I can just get rid of them. I feel like I'm in my own kind of bubble and I can just I'm in control of things. And I've got my instrument here that I play and shit. So sometimes I like to watch documentaries and things like that, and things like that. Really, I have a few hobbies I like to do, but what is that? It's called a mouth hog. So yeah, yeah. Tap your screens up, everybody. Share the live out if you can. Australian. I don't know where it comes from really, but it's called also a Jews hog. Sort of Jews play it apparently. And then also a mouth hog. Hi, Jing Cordina. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Yeah, tap your screen, share the live, everybody. Come on, guys. Gym membership. Yeah, I do have a gym membership. I do use it some when like the weather's bad and stuff like that. But I've been mainly doing calisthenic stuff, but I do some weights sometimes just to kind of mix things up a bit. But yeah, did I go to uni or college? I did go to college. Yeah, but I don't think gyms are really the best places for that. People are there to work out. They're not there to socialize. I don't think really. Most of them, I don't think are really it's about socializing. Yeah, a few might do, but it's like I wouldn't want to be like randomly talking to people while they're working out. I don't know. They're there. People are there specifically to work out, and you know, if you make it more natural, well, how it's not a social environment really. It's just people are there to work out. They ask if they need a spot or something, or wouldn't you be better off asking a guy to do that? Because if you need a spot on a bench, I'd rather ask a guy to do that. You know, because women might not be strong enough to do that. So it depends really, unless there's a couple of them, but depends how strong they are, I suppose. But I'll ask to spot them, I suppose. Yeah, that might be better, but I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really that into like the fucking gym girls. A lot of them look masculine, especially when they're trying to build like upper body muscles and stuff like that. Not into that really. So if it's something I'm not into is the kind of you know when they're trying to like build their shoulders and their arms and their back and stuff like that. I'm like, ugh, nah, not for me. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but that's just me really. But everyone's got their own opinion and stuff. Oh, happy New Year to you, Luke Holmes. Danny, how you doing? I hope you well. Yeah, yeah. I think if a woman's training, I would. If I was a woman, I would probably just be doing lower body stuff. You know, I wouldn't be bothering with upper body whatsoever, really. Especially not for like building muscle anyway. Yeah, yeah. But you know, it depends on your goals, I suppose. Some of them just want to do that for their own personal goals. Daniel, how you doing? It'd be like if a guy just only did lower body, that wouldn't look good on a guy. I like women who are toned on the upper body, but not building big muscles. Yeah, I think it's just some of them get too lean as well. Just look kind of like almost like they have an ED or something. And yeah, they might have a bit of muscle under it, but I just don't like that look really. I don't know. I tend to just like a kind of more balanced kind of like hourglass sort of look really in a woman, where they've got like a slim waist, but they've got curves in the right place. You know what I mean? I'm just happy to turn up and lose my stomach bump. Very nice. Yeah. I guess like Sydney Sweeney would probably be a good example of like what men are actually kind of, you know, when she's like kind of, I mean, she's got some like kind of, like some pictures of her where you can see like when she's got like a low cut dress on and she's kind of some, what you can call it. But yeah, I've heard that she's recently put on muscle for some role or something. But yeah, um, anyway, but you know when they start trying to build their arms and build their shoulders, I'm like, just yeah, when they start getting those shoulders and start getting the traps, I'll be thinking, am I dating a guy here or something? There's a thing called sexual dimorphism, so that's why women would tend to prefer guys with some, you know, like broad shoulders, things like that, on average. Whereas guys would prefer women to have narrower shoulders, um, kind of like wide waist, not so narrow waist, wide hips, things like that. Some people actually would go to the gym to train like their adductor muscles to try and give the illusion of that. Um, I've seen some women not do that. With, you know, train specific lower body muscles, train their glutes to try and give them that, you know, uh, like curves or whatever. But yeah, anyway, it's just crazy isn't it, when you see some of these women that like win the fucking Miss Universe or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, like a lot of them don't even look that good in my opinion. They just you could say, well, they're appealing to the female gaze or whatever. I don't know. But if you were to ask most men what's like attractive, they would probably say someone like Sydney Sweeney is way more attractive than some of these people that they prop up as like Miss Universe or something, or Denver either. But yeah, I remember she got into some like controversy over some advert, and then when she was asked about it, she was like, asked if she cares, and she was like, nah. So like a lot of people were like actually praising her for like not giving a fuck basically. A lot of people like the backlash was just like, yeah, whatever. So Sunflower, how you doing? I hope you well. Is everybody all right tonight? All had a good day. Sure. How you doing, Dan? Hope you well. But yeah, um, but I see a lot of the women in like the gym. They start looking masculine, and some of them are just like more masculine women to begin with, and it just they start getting into like doing heavy deadlifts, doing heavy bench or whatever, and it just yeah, that's what they enjoy doing, and that's fair enough. There's somebody out there for everybody, so yeah. Enoch, how you doing? I personally wouldn't be really attracted to one of these types, ones that are more masculine, personally. Enoch, thank you for the likes. Dreamy, how you doing? Hello, AD. But what's happened, a lot of women now are being told that they should become more masculine and, you know, not just about how they look, but also their attitude, that kind of stuff. And then men have become more feminine because they've been told that being masculine is bad. Did you see Chester? Yeah, he had this one guy in his videos who looked exactly like him. I don't know about that. Don't know who that is. Miss McAmoo, thank you for the likes. How you doing? Make sure you give me a follow if you do here. That would be really appreciated. Yeah. Yes, I've got you okay tonight then. Hello, Dreamy, you alright? Hi, Sunflower, how you doing? Hello, Jack, how you doing? So one thing you can do, say, if you don't want to build a ton of muscle, is focus on very low rep ranges, and that's not really going to failure, basically. So you could build strength, but you don't have to you know, basically tear down the muscles and then get bigger. Wanting to get big, then you want to try to go to failure on at least some of your sets. You don't have to go to failure all the time. You can just try and do a lot of volume to try and break the muscles down. The whole idea is that you're creating enough stimulus on the muscles. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? They're in fruit passels live. I've not had fruit passels for a while. Right. Hello, Sunflower. How you doing tonight? Well, yeah, so you okay? Tap your screens. Make sure you follow if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Hi, Gemini. Thank you for the likes, Samantha. How are you doing tonight? probably not going to stay on too much longer. I'll do a few more minutes or something. Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet, really, but Samantha says good, thanks. That's good to hear. So, thank you for the share, Debs. Hi, Paige, positive. How you doing? Yeah, so how they ruin the fruit pastels? You still there? Never put that. Yeah, how are we doing, people? Hope you've had a great day. Yeah, it's a bit slow, isn't it, really? But it is what it is. Hi, Carrie. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, who's still in the live then? Gonna get another drink, guys. All right, Zach. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. There's everybody. Okay. How many views is the last post on? I don't know whether to do like a couple or three a day. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, basically, some say doing too many can hurt your channel, but if I can get enough good quality stuff out, then it could help build the momentum up. I'm just in bed watching you live, going to sleep. Okay, no worries. This one is a bit late for some people. It's a bit quiet. Yeah, hi, Sumi. How you doing? Hope you well tonight. Welcome in here. Is everybody okay then? It's daytime here. Oh yeah, where are you from again? Hello, user. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Hi, JD. How you doing? Welcome in here. Ms. M, thank you for the likes. Let's put this one on. Slow down, gang. Bad touch. Oh, New Zealand. Oh yeah, you're on the other side of the world. Yeah, cool. Anyway, how you doing, Miss M? You alright? Hope you've had a good day today, everybody. Who's still over on YouTube then? Say hi if you're still watching. Hi, happiness. It's Wayne. Um, everyone okay? It's morning here. Oh yeah. Where are you from again? Thank you for the share, Debs. Good evening to you. It's 17 minutes past 11 right now. Just going to do a few more minutes and then I'm going to get going, guys. Hello, whoever this is. How you doing? What's your name? I don't understand that language. Oh, PH. Got yeah. Yeah, yeah. Is that what the pH scale stands for? Just kidding, it's not, is it? Is it called, is it something to do with phosphorus or something? pH? I don't know. Does anyone know anything about the pH scale? I know it's like acid and alkaline and all that. What does the pH part of it stand for? Let me have a look. What does pH stand for? Yeah, I know you're talking about the Philippines, but I'm just wondering, hello, Ellen, about the pH scale. So what does it stand for? Yeah, but what does it stand for? pH. Potential of hydrogen, that's the one. Yeah. So it's not to do with phosphorus. No. Ty lives in Thailand. Hello, Els and Sid. And hello from Thailand. Nice to meet you. Sid. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the rose. So your name's Sid then? Sid the Sloth. Remember that off? Has anyone ever seen Ice Age? Yeah. Yeah, Ice Age. Sid the Sloth. Okay, take care, Debs. So good. Oh, Sydney. Oh, yeah, Sydney, Australia. Yeah, not the name Sydney. Reminds me of someone called Sydney Prescott of Scream. Anyone ever watched Scream? It's like horror films. Hi, Glitzy. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Make sure you subscribe for new video, people. Thank you for the rose, Sid. Hi, Vass. How are you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Hi, Vitor. How you doing? Welcome in here, everybody. Nice to meet you all. Is everybody all right tonight then? What's this? Do you know Conteon and King Von and Pot Smoking? You know, I don't know them. Hi, yeah. Hi, Ambassador. How you doing? Yeah, I might just do one more after this, and then I'm gonna get going for the night. I think. Yeah. It's nice to have you here tonight, everybody. So, hi, walking confliction. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Is everyone okay? Samantha, thank you for the likes. Happy baby, how you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, keep chatting away, keep tapping away. Yeah. What Conte XXX Conteon and King Von and I don't know Poppy. I don't know who that is. Hi, Emoji Nolas. How you doing? Hope you've had a good day, everybody. Make sure you follow me. Yeah. Okay then. Just, Catherine, the last song, guys and girls. We like that song. Oh yeah. Yeah. On YouTube can't hear it, unfortunately. Yeah. Hello, Tennis. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight, everybody. Yeah. What's this? I don't know that. No, I don't know. Let's see. Hi, Helen. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah. Yeah. Last song then for tonight, everybody. I'm gonna wrap it up. And, yeah. Any more questions? People? Hello, old. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Just gotta try and keep getting videos out. And, yeah. Hi, 842. How you doing? You alright? Hope you've had a great day today. Hi, Yanis. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hello, Eunice. How are you? Hope you're well. So is XXX Conte on D. All right. All right. I don't know. What that's doing. Right. Meows. Welcome back, Cassandra. Thank you for likes. Cassandra. Has anyone ever watched Only Fools and Horses? There's someone in it called Cassandra. They were called Cassandra. I think it was Del Boy's missus, wasn't it? So, anyway, hi, Wit. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Yeah. Any more questions before I go? Yeah. Chat. Got enough in the set, guys. So, last chance. It's a bit odd how all these new followers came in and just nothing. This is how the algorithm works. Anyway. Hello, YWG123. What's NGA mean? Hi, how you doing? Going to be getting off here in a second. Hi, Siri Kiran. How you doing? You all right? I'm about to say good night, everybody. Right. Uh, right. I'll see you all tomorrow then. So, yeah. And make sure you follow me if you're new here. Not gonna ask what. Yeah, I'm gonna get going. So enjoy the rest of your night or day, wherever you're from. I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, you too, Samantha. Hi, Maritz. How you doing? Hi, Betty. But hello. Just before I go, yeah. See if you're there. Thank you for following Maritz. Anything else before I go, guys? Yeah, no, it's kind of late for some people. I'm gonna get some food soon, I think. Um, yeah. So, so everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. Then I will see you all tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye.